All right, please turn to page 21. The top of your page should say Unit 9.4, Notes Special Segments, and write down your learning target. And the learning target for today is I can calculate the lengths of chords, secants, and tangents of circles. And then after you're done writing down your learning target, just this front page, page 21, is the page that we're going to go back to refer to for our formulas. So then flip to the next page, and on the next page, the first couple problems up here, the formulas that we will be using for that, when we look at our previous page, this is the setup we have. So A times B equals X times Y. So we're going to do the same thing here. So this 5 times X is equal to 8 times 4. Set that up. 5X is equal to 8 times 4. And then solve, I get 5X is equal to 8 times 4 is 32. Times 4 is 32. And divide by 5 on both sides. And I get X is equal to 6.2. All right, so this next one, we have the same thing. 5 times, here we have a 3 and a 2. Which one are we talking about here? Okay, so we're not just looking at the 5. We're looking at this whole section over here until it's broken up by the other chord, right? So that section is 8. So 8 times 2 is equal to X times, what's on the other side? Well, we have this thing right here is being bisected by this over here. How do we know it's being bisected? Well, because there's a 90-degree angle. So we know that this is being bisected. So this is an X as well. So we have 8 times 2 is equal to X times X. 8 times 2 is 16. 16, X times X is X squared. How do I get X by itself? I take the square root of both sides. Okay, so square root of 16, we know we have 4 times 4. A pair of 4s, they come outside the square root. So 4 is equal to X. Right, square root of X squared is just X. Okay, so this side times this. So 2 times X plus 4 is equal to this side times this. So 3 times X. Here I can distribute this 2, and I get 2X plus 8 is equal to 3X. 3 times X is just 3X. All right, get all my X's on one side and my numbers on the other. So personally, I want to move this 2X over here so that I don't have to deal with negatives. So I'm going to subtract 2X from both sides. And then I get 8 is equal to 3X minus 2X equals just X. There we have our answer. 3X minus 2X is 1X, so X equals 8. And here we have this side times that side, so 3X times 4X is equal to 6 times 8. So 6, 8. 3 times 4 is 12. And then I still have this X and this X. So X times X is X squared. 6 times 8 is 48. Divide by 12 on both sides. I get X squared is equal to 4. And then take the square root on both sides so that I can just have x instead of x squared. So square root of x squared is just x. Square root of 4, well, 4 that can be split into a 2 times 2. Those 2's both come outside the box. So x is equal to 2. Those are those types of problems. Then when we move on to this style of problem, I have to go back to the front page to see what kind of formula am I using. So we have two options. We have this option right here where we have 2 sections on the outside, 2 sections on the inside of the circle. Or we have this right here. We have 1 section on the inside of the circle and 2 sections on the outside. Which formula are we using? 1 section on the inside of the circle and 2 pieces outside the circle. So we are using this last formula right here. And the last formula says that we have this side times itself equals outside times outside plus inside. So part times the whole equals part times the whole. Okay, so let's translate that to here. The part 3 times the whole, 3 plus 9, equals the part x times the whole, which is also x. Okay, so 3 plus 9, that is 12. So 3 times 12, let's see. So 3, that becomes 3 times 12 equals x times x, that's x squared. All right, now 3 times 12 is 36 equals x squared. Now I'm solving for x, not x squared. So how do I find just x instead of x squared? I got to take the square root of both sides. Okay, so square root of x squared, that's x. What about here? Well, 36, that can be split into 6 times 6, right? Oh, we got a pair of 6's. They both come outside the box. So anything stay inside the box? Nope. So x equals just 6. All right, so part equals 5 times the whole, which is 5 plus x, which equals part, which is 10, times the whole, which is, again, just 10. Okay, so I can distribute this 5, and I get 25 plus 5x is equal to 10 times 10 is 100. Now I have to get my numbers on one side and my x's on the other. So I've got x on this side. I want to get rid of this number that's without the x onto the other side. So I got to subtract 25 from both sides. That cancels out. And I get 5x is equal to 75. Now to get x by itself, here I'm doing 5 times x. The opposite of that is I have to divide by 5 to just get the x. So I'm dividing by 5 on both sides. And I get x is equal to 75 divided by 5. I think, let's see, what is that? That's 15. Okay. Moving on, this last section, I refer back to my front page to see what formula am I going to use. Well, here I have 2 pieces outside the circle and I have 2 pieces inside the circle. So referring back to my front page, is that it? Nope. Is that it? Yes. All right, so this is my formula. I have the outside piece times the outside plus the inside, right here, equals the outside piece times the outside plus the inside. It kind of works similarly to what we just did. Part times the whole equals part times the whole. The first thing I'm going to do here is, there was actually a misprint on this, and I need you guys to make a correction. I need you to switch this 5 and this x, so that the 5 comes up here and the x comes down here. Okay, so first problem, part is 5 times the whole, we have 5 plus 9, equals the part, which is 4, times the whole, which is 4 plus x. Next, I'm going to combine like terms, and if I can't, I'm going to distribute. So 5 times, what's 5 plus 9? 5 plus 9 is 14. And then here, I can't add these two, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute. So 4 times 4 is 16, plus 4 times x is 4x. All right, now 5 times 14, I get 70, equals 16 plus 4x again. Now I need my x's on one side and my numbers on the other. Well, here on this side, I have x's plus numbers without x's. So that means I have to move the 16 over to this side. How do I move it? Well, here I have a positive 16, so I just subtract by 16 on both sides. That moves that over. This cancels out. 70 minus 16, I get 54. And 54 is equal to, I have that 4x. Now I have 4 times x equals 54. To get the x by itself, this is being multiplied by 4, so I have to do the opposite, which is divide by 4 on both sides. And 54 divided by 4, that gives me 13.5. All right, so at this point, pause your video, set up your next question by yourself, and then check back to see if you set it up correctly. So for a setup here, we have our outside little piece, 5, times the whole, which is 5 plus 10, equals the outside piece, which is 3, times that whole, which is 3 plus x. That's what you guys should have had for your setup. All right, at this point, pause the video again, solve, and then check back to check. Your final answer that you should have gotten is x is equal to 22. The way we get that is here, the 5 plus 10, we get 15, so 5 times 15 on this side. And on this side, we distribute our 3, so we get 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times x is 3x. Simplify, 5 times 15 is 75. We just copy down what we have here. Now we have 9 plus 3x on one side. We need to have our x's alone on one side and our numbers alone on the other side. So here we have mixed responses, x's and numbers together. So let's remove that 9 from both sides, subtracting 9 from both sides. I get 66 equals 3x. Then to get x by itself, I divide by 3 on both sides. 66 divided by 3, I get x is equal to 22.